A guilty verdict does not always end a criminal case. Even after sentencing, the legal process may still continue, sometimes for months and sometimes for years. But appeals are very different from trials. No new jury, no new witnesses, and often no new evidence at all. So, what actually happens during an appeal? Who decides whether a conviction gets reviewed? And what can change after a case reaches this stage? In this episode, we're walking step by step through how criminal appeals work, when they happen, and what they can and cannot do after a conviction. Appeals happen after sentencing, and they are one of the final safeguards built into the criminal justice system. They exist to make sure legal mistakes did not affect the outcome of a case. But here's where things change. An appeal is not a second trial. Instead, it's a legal review of what already happened in court. Understanding this step helps explain what options remain after a conviction and why some cases continue long after the verdict is announced. In earlier episodes, we followed the criminal process step by step. First came the arrest, then plea bargaining, then jury selection, then the criminal trial, then what happens after a guilty verdict and sentencing. An appeal usually happens after sentencing is complete. It is one of the last major stages in a criminal case. Now let's walk through how the appeal process actually works. The appeal process begins when the defendant files something called a notice of appeal. This is a short legal document telling the court, I want a higher court to review this case. But this step must happen quickly. Most courts require the notice of appeal to be filed within a strict deadline after sentencing. Sometimes that deadline is only a few weeks. Missing this deadline can prevent the appeal from moving forward at all. After the notice of appeal is filed, the case moves to a higher court called an appellate court. This court does not retry the case. Instead, appellate judges review what already happened during the trial. They examine court transcripts, legal rulings, motions, jury instructions, and decisions made by the trial judge. Their job is to answer one question: did a legal mistake affect the fairness of the trial? But this is the part most people don't realize. Appeals focus on legal errors, not disagreements about the verdict itself. Before appellate judges can review a case, they need a complete record of what happened during the trial. This is called the trial record. It usually includes transcripts of testimony, evidence presented in court, legal motions, judges' rulings, and jury instructions. The appellate court relies heavily on this record because, again, appeals do not involve new witnesses or new evidence. They focus on what already happened. Once the trial record is prepared, both sides submit written legal arguments. These are called briefs. The defense submits an appellate brief explaining what they believe went wrong during the trial. For example, they may argue that evidence should not have been admitted, or that the jury received incorrect legal instructions, or that the defendant's constitutional rights were violated. Then the prosecution responds with its own brief explaining why the trial was fair and the conviction should remain in place. This written exchange is one of the most important parts of the appeal process, because appellate judges rely heavily on these arguments when reviewing the case. In some cases, attorneys are invited to present oral arguments in front of the appellate court. During oral arguments, attorneys explain their positions, judges ask questions, and both sides respond directly to concerns raised by the court. But oral arguments are usually shorter than trial proceedings. Sometimes they last less than an hour, and sometimes they are not required at all. What happens next surprises many people. The judges usually do not announce a decision immediately after oral arguments. Instead, they review the case privately before issuing a written decision later. After reviewing the case, the appellate court makes a decision. There are several possible outcomes. the court may affirm the conviction. This means the original decision stands. Or the court may reverse the conviction. This means the appellate judges found a serious legal error. Sometimes the court may send the case back to the trial court for additional proceedings. This is called a remand. For example, the trial court may be instructed to hold a new hearing, or in some cases, conduct a new trial. Here's why this step matters in real cases. An appeal can change what happens next, but only if legal errors affected the original outcome. Imagine a criminal trial where the judge allowed certain evidence to be shown to the jury. Later, the defense argues that evidence should never have been admitted. During the appeal, appellate judges review that decision carefully. If they agree the evidence was admitted incorrectly and that it may have influenced the verdict, they may reverse the conviction. That does not automatically mean the defendant goes free. Instead, the court may order a new trial. This example shows how appeals focus on legal fairness, not simply redeciding guilt or innocence. There are a few things many people misunderstand about the appeal process. First, an appeal is not a second trial. There is usually no new jury and no new witnesses. Instead, judges review what already happened. Second, filing an appeal does not automatically pause a sentence. In many cases, the sentence continues while the appeal is being reviewed. Some defendants remain in custody during the appeal process. Understanding these differences helps explain why appeals work the way they do. Appeals are careful legal reviews. Because of that, they often take months, sometimes longer. Judges must review transcripts, study written arguments, and evaluate legal decisions made during the trial. This process takes time, but it helps ensure accuracy and fairness. Even after one appeal is finished, the legal process may not be over. In some cases, the losing side can ask a higher appellate court to review the decision again. However, higher courts usually choose which cases they will review. That means not every case moves forward to another appeal. Still, this step exists as another safeguard in the justice system. Once the appellate court issues its decision, the case returns to the lower court if further action is required. If the conviction is affirmed, the sentence continues. If the conviction is reversed, the case may be retried. If the case is remanded, additional hearings may take place. This marks one of the final stages in the criminal case timeline. But sometimes there are still options available, even after appeals are complete. In some situations, defendants may still request something called post-conviction relief, which allows courts to review issues that were not raised during the original trial or appeal. And that's exactly what we'll cover in our next episode. If this video helped you understand how appeals work step by step, be sure to subscribe to Step by Step Explained so you don't miss what comes next in the criminal justice process. Be sure to leave a comment and tell us what video topic you would like us to cover next.